Hello and welcome back to the channel. So, are you thinking of picking up a Lother Skycutter when they're re-released in what I guess will be High Elves Wave 2? Well, I have a short video here to explain to you what you'll get if you do, and more importantly, hopefully save you a few pounds, dollars, euros at the same time. So I got this one at the beginning of last year. Probably paid too much for it, knew I'd be waiting a while before I could get another one, so I wanted to make the most of this one that I had. At the time of recording, we've had a couple of glimpses of the Skycutter in Warhammer articles, but they haven't really shown what you can make out of it, and the box is actually chock full of bits. This is a little after the fact with me having built mine, but I'll talk you through what I've done with it quickly so you know what you're getting and what other high elf bits you might want. You can think of me as like your own personal shopper for plastic if you like. As you're looking at the Skycutter now, it's made up with 3 crew, one holding the tiller and a spear, the other with a short bow, and lastly one with the bolt thrower. The elf on the tiller has a quiver with a bow in it on his back, and there's a few of those spare in there. So going back to the curation, I think we're saying curation. I'm not sure what we're saying, to be honest. Curation, I've heard. Thuration? I don't know. Anyway, going back to those woodsmen, you can put that quiver with a bow on their backs if you like. And I do remember there's quite a few of them spare in the box, so there's another source for them. The chariot as it's made up right now is like 115 points with the bolt thrower, and the 3 crew, it's 25 points extra for the bolt thrower. I'm not going to poo-poo it before you've had the chance to use it, but I tend to just stick with the 90 point version now. So that's that. Let's have a look at what else you can do with it. Obviously it's going to surprise absolutely no one to hear that I've used some magnets, so I can take these tricksy old elves out of here and put some different tricksy elves in their place. So first of all, out comes the bolt thrower guy. I've used some 0.5mm by 3mm magnets, so really thin and small magnets that will just, if you can see them on the camera, just about fit under the feet of the crew. Same with the guy with the short bow. And then into the chariot I put a little one of those magnets at the back here, a piece of magnetic strip on the second plank from the front there, which I've tried to hide by painting over it, and then there's a couple of blobs of green stuff on the rim of the chariot where the Lord's foot would rest, and there's a magnet buried in them. Thing to note with these is they are notorious for breaking. Where the flight stand at the bottom attaches to the main body of the chariot here is snapped on mine, and well, it wasn't helped by my mate Lee dropping his tape measure on it the first time I put it on the table, but we won't go into that. But be warned, you do have to be careful with it. So let's have a look at the first of the other options for it. So you can run it with a character in it, and this guy comes in the box. He could be a noble or a prince or a Sea God commander now from the journal. He is made up with a couple of different options. I've used the trident on him, but you can make him a BSB if you like. I just went with the trident for reasons. So yeah, this one's fun to play with. You can run him pretty cheaply. 90 points for the chariot and 70 points for a noble. Yeah, it's like 160 points, and then you can go from there with whatever magic items you want. And he does do some work, it's pretty good. But the way I've been running it most of the time is not with this guy, it's as a mount for a mage. It's brilliant for a mage. 4 extra wounds, toughness 4, it flies 10, and he can cast in a 360-degree arc. The only issue you'll have is with those Bretonians and that damn silly horn, but it's still well worth the 90 points. I've used this metal mage for mine. He doesn't come in the box, I'm afraid. He's 5th edition, I think. We've seen GW release batches of the older characters for some of the other factions, so I suspect they'll reappear in one of the releases if you want to use this model too. But I do think some of the others would work just as well too. Keep an eye out for what's released, but bear in mind space is a little tight in there, so try to get something which has a fairly static pose. Finally, I'm not sure if I've mentioned before, but you actually get 4 crew in the box plus the Lord. The 4th crew is supposed to be posed similar to the Lord on the front of the chariot was, but I didn't have a BSB at the time, so I decided to make him up like this. So let's have a closer look at how he went together. The head, body, legs, arms and banner all come from the Skycutter kit. There's a variety of arms for the crew members, so make sure you pick a couple to pose it the way you want. The axe is from the Prince on Dragon kit that came out in wave 1. You get loads of spare weapons in that kit, including this very large bow that'll do nicely on something as a seafarer bow maybe. You can arm him how you want, but I went with the axe as I thought it looked like a good great weapon, and they are pretty decent on elves. I had to snip the hand off at the wrist here, and with a bit of fiddling and green stuff, it was possible to glue the axe from the Prince on Dragon box like this. I had to do the same here too, snipping the hand off for the banner. The arm holding the banner is for the Lord on the Skycutter kit, and it doesn't fit too well on the crew members. Again, with a little fiddling, you can get it on here instead. And then all you need is a tactical rock. I've used some cork, you can go with whatever you like. Once you've done that, you've got yourself a BSB. If you don't want to faff around, then you could just make up the Lord as the BSB. I wanted to get as much as I possibly could out of the box though, so I went with this. And now I've got a chariot, which can be run in a few different ways, a Lord on foot and a BSB on foot, all from the one box. I might use the Lord as an Ashaya Vest proxy, and this guy is the Sea Guard Commander BSB. I'll probably pick up another Skycutter as well though, as I definitely rate it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of them on the table. Let us know if you'll be picking one up, or if you've got any other cool kit bashing ideas, and that goes for any faction. I'll be back soon if I think of any other ways to save you some money. Cheers.